SkyX is a company behind SkyX, which is a social media application. It allows a user full control of their personal data and all of the revenue that goes with it. So with our Sky theme today, it looks like we've got an alien or something with us here today. Let's introduce our people behind SkyX. We've got Wayne Wilson, the captain of the company, and James Winston, the commander, who is posing as an alien of some sort. Anyway, okay.
A Martian.
Got it. All right. So we explained a little bit what SkyX is all about. And you've got a mobile app, SkyX. So kind of just give me an overview of the company.
All right. We started a few years back, and we've actually developed quite a good user base in our mobile applications. We've got roughly 2 million active users right now. So, coming from that background and looking at really where the world is moving right now when it comes to data exploitation from your mainstream social media, personal data retention, and also the blockchain space. That's where we've looked at monetizing, allowing people to monetize their data, their personal data, by using NFT and Web3 protocols, and giving them full control and full ability to basically sell, rent, auction their data to third parties, and always maintain that revenue themselves without being exploited.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. And I know a lot of people are kind of pushing for this, but it seems like Facebook and Twitter are just so big and so powerful that it's hard to get people to make that switch. How do you attract users?
That's a really good question, because, just like you say, those companies are absolute tech giants. The route to market is really the hardest thing. How do you create your user base? That's where we're fortunate. As I've said, we've got 2 million users. We're able to onboard those users very quickly into SkyX. That already creates economy of scale, and then we can grow from there. So, especially because SkyX is an application that pays you to use. The more you use, the more you interact, the more you're going to earn. And by marrying it to SkyX token allows us to monetize the data. So all the data that we're talking about, and all the revenues and everything that we're issuing as reward, is actually all real money, paid by third parties or companies or institutions, just as Facebook and the mainstream do.
Mm-hmm. And you said that all the data remains the users, that they have control over that, they have ownership of that. Is there an NFT involved too?
Sorry?
An NFT? Are you using an NFT?
Yes. It's what we're doing is, obviously, to create a user behavior profile, we still have to run AI and algorithms. And that still happens on a Web 2 basis, which is your protocol. So what we do is we have a ledger. The ledger has a certain amount of data, which we call the critical mass, that it needs to establish to create the user profile data. Obviously, the more data, the higher the value becomes. Once it reaches critical mass protocol, then it's moved to a Web 3. Data is destroyed on the ledger, and then it's purely Web 3 based, and the NFT is deployed. NFT deployed by SkyX on behalf of the user. Whether or not they know what an NFT is, that's entirely up to them. But their NFT is stored, it's encrypted. Only the user has access then to be able to release that NFT. And if they choose, they are able to auction, sell, rent, and monetize their personal data. Obviously, the more they monetize it, the more targeted advertising, the bigger the revenue streams they start to create for themselves.
And so that's where they get the SkyX rewards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how does somebody get started? Download the app and sign in, or how easy is it?
Yeah, download. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we've been waiting for Google for nearly 2.5 weeks. We've already submitted. So please, Google Play Store, get your act together. We're waiting patiently. But yeah, once it's on Google Play Store, obviously they can download it for free. Just by downloading already, you then enter the ecosystem. There's rewards on click advertising already in phase 1. So immediately, whether or not you're a consented or a non-consented data sharer, you're already generating revenue. So we have two. We have a consented data sharer, which is somebody that wants us to collect their data, that wants us to create the NFT and then deploy it on their behalf. And you have the non-consented data sharer, which is the person who doesn't want their data mined. Obviously, if they choose that option, we don't allow any AI or algorithm or user behavior to be created.
So if somebody then is using the SkyX rewards, I mean, how does that impact the marketplace with the mining of those? How is that sustainable?
That's where our cash model comes in. You know, what we've done is we've looked at retention, we've looked at what we call liquidators. Liquidators is people that have no interest or not crypto literate enough to go to the open marketplace, being the exchanges, and liquidate in app. And you know, essentially what will happen is for every real dollar generated, we will reward them 50% immediately if they want to sell back within our marketplace. They also have the option to auction their rewards to other users. Then we have what we call SkyX Space Force. Those are people that are actively participating, going to the open market. So they are actively mining SkyX token within Sakai and then entering the open marketplace. You also have then the collectors, and then obviously you have default and fall off ratios, and as well as then you have the open market traders that don't come into maybe Sakai but see the value in SkyX. So, you know, based on our formulas and our cash flow forecasts, we're looking at probably insulating at more than 35% at any time, worst case scenario, using these formulas.
What are your
Sorry, one more thing is also, you know, we've got a mechanism which we call the lock and key. Now, lock and key means that people are earning SkyX, but to enter the marketplace, they have to be participated to a certain value actually in the open market. This just means that we protect the liquidity as well as the price, because obviously if somebody's getting something and going into the marketplace for free, you can sell at any price and it's always going to be profit. And that's where we've created the lock and key mechanism that's also going to help to protect and insulate against that.
Okay. And so what are your future plans for growth?
Well, this phase, we're launching with the marketplace and the click advertising, as well as forums, interactive forums within our first offering on the mobile app. Thereafter, we're really rolling out a whole suite of services from chatting, Zoom kind of functions, WhatsApp kind of functions, dating. You know, we're really trying to incorporate as many services as possible. And one of the biggest reasons that we can do this is because we're not storing people's data on servers. You know, we have the capacity to be able to offer a full suite package. But having said that, using the NFT, it keeps our service space open. So we don't have to compete or require the kind of service space that mainstream media, social media platforms would require. And therefore, we can offer our consumers or our users a lot more benefit.
Okay, interesting. Well, and the sky theme fits with, I feel like we've had a solar eclipse today, and we're going to be getting this UFO report from the US government. And I think there's a lot of interest, and you're in a hot area. So thank you so much. Wayne and James, thank you as well for joining us. So yeah, best of luck. And I look forward to updates on SkyX. Thank you.
Yeah, I will definitely. I think we'll see you again soon.